Listen vision, listen vision, listen vision, listen vision. DC's.
All right. Welcome to the Swerv Show, y'all.
What's
Hey.
that? We are
Happy July. Summer's here. My name is Jamil Fletcher. I'm the publisher of Swerve Magazine. And we have our host, of course, Yarde Noir, here.
hello.
Locks with new
Yes.
braids.
Long hair don't care.
There's a story there. Tony Nelson, the legendary.
Hello.
All right.
Hello.
All right.
You
He's
know,
washing his glasses. And of course, L Train. Lawrence L Train Evans. There you go. So we have a special show this evening, y'all.
we do. I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness. We have two wonderful guests, Drew Sedora and Dominique Sanchez.
Yay.
And they will be forthcoming. So we'll keep the show moving so we can bring them on as quick as possible. Of course, our May June issue is still out, even though this is the first day of July, featuring Delon Burnside from Pose. So there it is right there. I don't know. Has the season been announced yet?
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
No?
Is this season 3?
I don't remember. But anyway, so it hasn't been announced yet. We'll keep our eyes
It
out.
is season 3, and it's supposed to be the last and final season too.
Gotcha. So, of course, we have advertising both in the magazine and on the show. Just contact myself, Jamil, at swervemagazine.com, and we'll get you on. All right?
All right.
Well, let's go right into something that is affecting all of us, coronavirus. Your day? Tell us something about that.
Well, Corona, she's still here. Auntie Rona is still roaming. She's here to let the people have it. What's interesting is I believe it was on CNN. They actually showed, I think it was North Korea or South Korea, February 5th. They showed the numbers. We had 11 deaths on February 5th compared to, I think they had like 200 and something. And then fast forward all the way to June, we had like 125,000, and they had only gone up to like 311.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely know that we have not, the response in the free world has not been really free thinking. I guess the best way to say it. And from the sounds of it, according to Dr. Fauci, we could start getting 100,000 new cases per day.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get more. Mm-hmm.
100,000 new cases per day. And it's really scary. And to me, I'm a big advocate for women. And the countries that have women leaders are the ones that's doing the best.
Of course. Yeah.
Taiwan and New Zealand have proven to have an understanding on how to contain the virus and I guess flatten the curve and just basically eradicate it. So there's something to be said about that. When is there too much freedom? I mean,
how about just effective leadership?
Well, yeah.
Right.
Well,
and
I will say this. I've said before and I'll say it again. I bet no one really cares about those emails anymore, do they?
Which emails? Right.
Those Clinton emails, I don't think nobody cares about those.
Well, even just not to get up too far off track, but even what's his name? Tucker Carlson was talking about, you know what, enough is enough. We have played these political games, talking about people's emails and talking about Peter Storks and all this stuff. We really need to start talking about what we need to do to make this country run better. And he apologized. He said, I played part of it, and it's been a lot of partisan
wasting time.
And we're wasting time. And because, but these folks are running scared. They are mortified. They're mortified, and they're mortifying me.
Well, I hate to tell you this, it's going to get worse. Let's keep it moving, y'all. People are wearing masks, but what about this thing about wearing masks in public places?
Well, put your damn mask on, please, people.
It's not that difficult. It's
so this is the Karen who got Karen at Trader Joe's.
Well, yeah, that's all about to say.
They kicked her out? They kicked her out?
I'm sorry?
Did they kick her out because she didn't have a mask on?
Don't we have a video of her?
No, we just have the picture of her. That's her on her rant and rave about it.
And she threw
they kicked her out.
Well, she created such a scene. She threw all her groceries out of her basket, and she cussed everybody out. And
so Karen got Karen'd.
well,
was she handcuffed on it? Was she handcuffed and removed from the premises?
Oh,
No,
of course.
no,
She's Karen. She's Karen, and I guess my point in the matter is, people are. When did we become so selfish? First of all, we have a president who's more concerned about statues of dead people than people that are living. You got people that are living that are running around with no mask on, and they're more concerned about their so-called civil liberties versus everybody else's.
Well, that's because if you're not competent enough to address the problem, then you deal with things that are trivial because you don't have a solution.
Well, I think these people that are wearing that mask because their breath stink and they're getting a dose of what everybody else been smelling all along. That's what I really.
It's something.
Why'd you turn around? All right, y'all, come on, let's keep moving. What's next, y'all? Golden Girls.
So yeah, this one hit really close to home for me because I am a Golden Girls fan. I love them, and
we all do.
Recently, Hulu pulled one of the episodes, and it was the episode where Dorothy's son is in a relationship with a older woman who is Black, and in the scene, it looks like Rose and Blanche are in blackface, but they're not. What it is they were trying on mud masks, they were doing like a test of different mud masks. And of course, Rose and, her silly self walks out and sees them and understands the gravity of the situation and just says something to the effect of, we're not really Black, that kind of thing. And they pulled it, but it really was, I feel like during that time, Golden Girls was one of those shows that was
cutting edge,
really cutting edge and ahead of its time at times, because there were certain things that they did that.
Well, they went on to have a whole episode about the Confederate flag.
Yes.
Yeah, they had a whole episode of
that was on Golden Palace. On the spinoff, yeah.
That was on Golden Palace.
Mm-hmm.
But the writers. Well, and the thing is, the writers of the Golden Girls, it was not just the Golden Girls. All her shows, she did groundbreaking things with not just Black people, she didn't put a lot of Black people on TV, but she did.
Who was the writer? Who was she? Who was the producer?
Susan Harris.
Oh, okay.
Susan Harris.
Right.
But she did tackle things like race relations and immigration and gay LGBTQ. And actually, the only reason why Sophia was on that show was because she was not originally supposed to be on the show. There was the gay character that they took off the show because all her other shows had a gay character. And she was overdoing it, so they brought Sophia in to be the replacement. But so I just think that the Golden Girls was groundbreaking enough, first and foremost. And second of all, Black people didn't ask for all that.
No. I think it's an overreach.
It's funny that you say. I think it was an overreach too. One, as you said, Tony. One thing about the Golden Girls, if you watch, Golden Girls set the standard. It is the go-to formula. Think about it. It's
the blueprint.
Women, 4 different personalities from all different age ranges. Somebody's the witty one who's kind of flighty. The slut. You had the dowdy. It's the formula. It is the formula. Think about
every single one. Sex and the City, Design Women,
Waiting to Exhale, all of them. It's the formula. It is the formula. Golden Girls was ahead of its time. 1, 2. I think that right now, we are so overly sensitive about everything. I do think that yes, there's some things, but I also understand. I think that people forget especially when it comes to comedy. Comedy is meant to be a mirror reflection of the society, so you can see yourself. Sometimes that is a harsh reality, but it is what it is. And I think that too often we are so ready to have this cancel culture around things, and I believe that it's an overreach. I do.
Oh.
I think I think you have to look at it within the context. And because of the storyline, the way the storyline was done, they had on mud masks and they just so happened to walk out. It creates an awkward situation.
Yeah, that's not blackface. That's not
right.
blackface.
It's not blackface. Exactly. My point. You have to look at it within its context.
But on the other side, at least these channels and these stations are being more sensitive to things that can be potentially inflammatory. And just a quick point, like I was watching Catherine the Great. I mean, it's called The Great. It's on Hulu. It's amazing. You have to see it. But it's, of course, Catherine the Great was the Empress of Russia. And it talks about, it's more of a comedy, but they kind of fictionalize her story. But in the story, they don't just have white people playing the characters. They have black people, they have Asian people, they have all these people. And you start to think that this is television. These are actors. Why can't you have a diverse cast, even though we all know that there were no black people in Russia?
Well, it's like Hamilton. They did the
right.
same thing.
It's a la Hamilton. So they
multicultural cast.
The whole is a multicultural cast, and I for one am here for it. So if we lose one episode of the Golden Girls, which that episode wasn't particularly the funny one anyway, bye.
We'll sacrifice that one. Okay, so we should keep it moving, y'all.
Speaking of Golden Girls, though, we do have something going on with another Golden Girl of ours, or at least our community, and that would be Aretha Franklin. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Tony?
Well, we all know that Miss Jennifer Hudson was handpicked to play Aretha Franklin, and anybody who knows me knows that I'm very much against that pick. But
handpicked by whom? That's what I want to know. Who handpicked?
Aretha wanted her.
After she said Halle Berry or Tony Braxton because they
initially.
But there was an epic. I somehow got in the middle. And I very rarely go on Facebook anymore. But somehow I got into a middle of an epic debate between a Cassadine and someone else about this whole thing. I was like, oh, they really debate this thing, and about whether she should be played or she shouldn't be played. Shouldn't play her. I was kind of on Arya's side versus Doree's side, but
Doree Saunders and Arya Cassadine.
They were joking, but
I'm going to look for it.
Well, who did they think should be casted in the role?
Well, nobody gave that opinion. Doree felt like Jennifer Hudson was handpicked, and we all need to get over it. My point was, Aretha. Much as I love Aretha, she also handpicked Halle Berry. Now, come on.
And at that time, she was quite delusional.
I will say, I think Jennifer Hudson is a great pick. She is Aretha Franklin in terms of the essence of her, not necessarily the vocals, but I love her vocals too. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with her vocals. I'm just not sure about her ability to act. So, but she's got an Academy Award.
For singing
a song?
So there.
I'm kidding.
Angela Bassett does not have an Academy Award. Your point.
That's what I'm saying. Right. But I mean, Jennifer does. She's
awards don't make you.
But
awards don't make you talent.
I will say one thing about it. With the clips that I've seen. They got this clip. Now, I just saw the Amazing Grace documentary. Mm-hmm. They got this scene where they have her dressed just like Aretha Franklin, walking down the aisle in the beginning of the documentary.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, she did that. I bought it. I said, okay. So
maybe in the trailer. In the trailer.
Yeah, in the trailer.
I think we have the trailer there, don't we? We got the trailer ready.
Let's run it. Let's hit it.
Oh, okay.
Listen, vision.
How many albums have you had?
4.
And no hits. Honey, find the songs that move you. Until you do that, you ain't going nowhere.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T Aretha, you do talk, don't you? Not just sing?
I like you to call me Miss Franklin. You have to disturb the peace when you can't get no peace. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Find out what it means to me.
And we're back. So, I'm really excited about this next segment of the show. This entertainer, she is one of DC's upstart entertainers, and in my opinion, one of the best performers I have seen in a very, very long time. I like to think that I had a little hand in her at the start of her career, but I won't take too much credit. Ladies and gentlemen,
let's get you 35%.
Get my 35%. Right, exactly. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm just super, super, super proud of this next entertainer. We're gonna watch a video from her, and then for those of you who don't know her, let me introduce to you Drew Sidora. For those of you who know her. Ladies and gentlemen, well, please welcome to the Swerve Show, the fabulous Drew Sidora. Y'all clap for her out there in Swerve Show land.
Yes. Looking
So,
like
Drew, we don't
have.
So, Drew, we first of all, can you please tell us your Venmo and all those, your Cash App, in case someone wants to send you something?
Yes, absolutely. So on Cash App, it's going to be Empire X Dora. That's of course with a $sign in front of that. And on Venmo, it's the Miss Drew, DRUEX.
The Miss Drew. So, Drew, tell us how did you get your start? I know that you were a fabulous dancer well, you still are a fabulous dancer, but you started out with Oasis Dance Company. But tell us a little bit about your background and why did you decide to become a drag entertainer performer?
So like you said, as you know, I've been dancing with Oasis Dance Company for I would say about maybe 4 to 5 years, maybe 6. It's been a very long time. So I started with them and I've just been dancing pretty much ever since. Getting into drag kind of was like a experiment. I was doing backup choreography for a few Latin drag queens in the community. Jamaica Rouge to name one of them. So she had a situation going on and her promoter asked me to kind of step in. So I thought, hey, I'll get a group of friends together, we'll do some, regular dancing. And he said, no, I want to put you in drag. And I didn't understand what that meant at that time. So it didn't really register to me. So, we took that chance. I got my face done, and granted, from where I was to where I am now, I'm very, very happy of the growth. But however, I did start there. Did my first show.
So you said from where you were to where you are now, where are you now? Tell us.
Now I feel like I'm in a place where I want to market and make more exposure for myself. It definitely was something I decided to take more serious. Therefore, being more comfortable with myself and with my craft as well too. They kind of think, as one. So I feel like I just want to take myself to the next level at this point.
What would you say have been your biggest challenge in transitioning from where you were then to where you are now?
Being one with myself. I wasn't really comfortable being a drag queen, or the term doing drag as an artistry. It was a battle in between masculinity and femininity. It was a battle in between how I would be presented to, the LGBT community at one point as well too. So it was very difficult. I feel like I'm very confident within myself now. So I know that this is what I love to do, and there's not really anything else that can stop that.
So it's almost like you in DC. It's almost like you are an overnight sensation. We all know there's no such thing as overnight sensation, right. But you it almost came out of nowhere, and then you were like the hot girl. Where do you see yourself going over the next couple of years? Do you see yourself competing in pageants or maybe RuPaul's Drag Race? What do you see for yourself?
I definitely wouldn't mind, doing a couple of EOYs, Entertainer of the Years. That's definitely.
Oh, you starting out big.
What I want to push for. I'm all about production. Listen, I think, RuPaul's Drag Race is great, and I would actually love and wouldn't mind doing a couple of pageants myself. End of the year, it just feels like, yeah, like you got that. Like, why not, continue to capitalize on that? Why not, get a show in Vegas? I see other girls out there doing it. Why not me?
Why not? We will say this, as Tony said, I mean, anybody who's in DC kind of knows you really have taken DC by storm.
Thank you.
And it is the biggest compliment was when Daryl Wilson, who is the promoter of Washington, D.C. for DC Black Pride, the mother of all Black Prides, had you as one of the featured entertainers. Outside of that, what has been one of your biggest accomplishments, one of the things that you're most proud of?
It may seem very small to some people, but managing how to do my own makeup. Actually, it's probably, I feel like the best accomplishment. I've been through a few phases, like you said, from where I was then to where I am now, moving up, even y'all did, my drag dad used to do my face. and he was kind of like the molding transition to being a woman. And I felt like at that point it was no turning back. So listen, we here now.
We're here now.
So we know you
Now we're here.
But as far as drags is concerned, we know you have quite a pedigree behind you, a lineage, so to speak. Tell us about your drag family. Who is your drag mom, and what footsteps would you like to follow, if there are any, or who inspires you? Just a little bit about that.
So my drag dad is actually Yarde, and my drag mom is Sasha. She is amazing. Sasha Adams, if you guys don't know the full name, Sasha Adams Sanchez, she goes by.
So you got to put that last name on there.
Okay? Yeah, I got to put the last name on it. We got to stamp it.
I still deliver.
Stand in her last name.
So with her, I did a couple of choreographed shows for her as well too, and just looking up to her is just like the best thing. Like, she just embodies this spirit that I see within myself. It's very inspirational just to see someone embody everything that you think in your mind on somebody else at times. So when I watch her perform, I get up and I record, and I'm just into it because I hope that when people see me, they feel the same way. I was told at one point from someone who's very special and near and dear to me that you should always want to become undeniable. And I feel like once I can grasp that point, then I feel like
I wonder who told you that.
The Godfather. Ha!
Always be undeniable. Once you're undeniable, the world is yours. Well, Yarde, you have anything else for Drew?
No, Drew, we are so extremely ecstatic to have you here at the Swerve Show. And we are so excited to bring our next entertainer that we will be bringing to showcase here at the Swerve Show. She is a former Miss US of A and a former Miss Gay America, Miss Dominique Sanchez. Here's a performance from her.
Listen, vision.
Let's go
All right. So really quickly, before we get into anything, we do have Dominique Sanchez here in the house.
Hi, pleasure to be
Dominique.
here. Hi, how are you?
Great.
Thank you. And if anybody wants to tip for that performance that they just saw, how do they tip you? Do you have a Venmo or a Cash App?
But do I know it by heart? I don't.
No.
I'm just happy to be here to talk. It doesn't have to be about them tipping me. I'm glad to be invited to participate.
Perfect. Well, so let's talk about that then. So you have been on many stages, and you are truly a national treasure in the community. We all know that. But for some of our cousins who have been living up under a rock somewhere, can you tell us a little bit about who you are?
I'm originally from Little Rock, Arkansas, which I lived for 46 years of my life. But I now live in St. Louis, Missouri. I grew up working under Norma Christie there in Little Rock at Discovery Nightclub and Trinity Nightclub. And that's where I got my start. And I learned a lot about the industry, and it has really helped shape me into the person that I am now.
You said Norma Christie. Who's Norma Christie? For those who may not know.
That's the very first Miss Gay America. Okay. 1972.
Well, wait. So when you talk about Miss Gay America, though, that means that there's some titles there that you haven't mentioned in your resume. Can you tell us a little bit about some of those titles?
Well, I was Miss Gay America for 2003. I was Miss Gay US of A 2010. And I was Miss Gay US of A Classic 2017.
Ooh, national.
So
okay. Okay. Cool. What about you, Gino? You got questions?
What title is missing that you want so badly? Is there a title that you want?
I don't think that there's one particular title that I want badly, but I really want to win the original major four, which was Miss Gay US of A, Miss Gay America, Miss Continental, and National Entertainer of the Year. No one has captured those four ever. No one has ever done that. And I would just like to be the first one to accomplish that. No Miss Gay America has ever gone on to win Continental either. Miss Gay Americas have won National EOY, and they've won Miss Gay US of A, but they've never won Continental. And so I would just like to, just be a part of that history move, because, not only for bragging rights, but just for my own gratification.
Right.
Absolutely. So how are things going down? So currently, where are you now?
I am in St. Louis right now. I'm working at a bar called Hamburger Mary's.
Yes.
Which was a major transition for me, because Arkansas was my comfort zone. And it's always uncomfortable leaving, where you're comfortable, you're a big fish there. But I had just become so stale and so complacent in where I was as an entertainer and as a person on a personal level. So I just needed to move somewhere different to where people knew of me, but I had not proven myself to the community here. And I just wanted to put myself in an environment that would force me into a place of growth.
And how has that been going? Like, not only that, but how are the other bars faring right now? Because I know a lot of places, I know here in DC, we've seen a lot of places shutting down.
Bars are closed, right?
But yeah, everything's is moving very slowly. For us at Hamburger Mary's, it's still very slow. People are slowly moving in. However, I just don't think that, it's going to get back to what we would consider normal, because the numbers.
I think we lost you. Hold on, I can't hear you as well. Hold on, what? Your mic.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You lost your mic for a minute there. All right.
So, I just think that people are, still very cautious about venturing out and wanting to be around people. So it's still a struggle. And when you're going out there and you're performing for a room that's only a third full, I mean, you really have to pull from within yourself to be able to continue to give just those few people what you would give to a whole big audience if it was full.
Are you doing anything virtually? Are you doing like virtual shows or benefits or performing virtually for people?
I have not gotten into that, into the whole virtual thing. I love to watch other people do it, but it's just not for me, because for me, my background came from cheerleading, theater, dance. And so when I'm on the stage, I feed off seeing people's faces. I feed off of the energy that I get from my audience. And so if I'm here by myself, it's just hard for me to really pull that same level for a virtual audience. So that hasn't been my thing. But I enjoy watching the people, and I can appreciate and respect the people that are doing that, because for some of us, this is what we do for a living. So many people want to say, "Oh, drag, that's not real life. That's not real life." But for some people, it is real life.
Right.
This is how they make their living. They are entertainers for a living, so it is real.
I totally agree with that. And I thank you for saying that, because I think that sometimes people look at it and they're like, oh, it's a hobby or whatever. But I think that that's very important to acknowledge and understand that role. And I miss it, honestly. I miss going to the club and being able to see it. And I miss being able to pull out $1 and $5 or whatever and tip the girls like, look, I feel like, I know this sounds crazy, but I feel like one of the hetero men who miss the strip club. Like I miss going out.
Why you gotta be one of the hetero men?
I'm talking about the hetero men.
Hetero.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like one of the men who misses the strip club. I don't necessarily miss the strip club, but as a I know that.
Right. I understand what you're saying.
Thank you. I'm tipping the girls. That's why.
Right. Right.
Dominique.
Yes.
Can I ask you? I know you probably get this question a lot. With the interest of RuPaul's Drag Race, that phenomenon. What has that done in terms of the appreciation of the artistry, and has that been impactful to you, professionally and personally?
I think that it has its benefits and it has its plus, because it has helped drag become more mainstream. It's reached a lot of people that aren't brave enough to go to an actual drag show. But at the same time, I think that it has had a setback, because now people don't feel like they have to come out and watch a show anymore. They can sit in their living room and just watch RuPaul's Drag Race, and for them, that's the same thing. And so people just aren't venturing out like they used to. And but for some people, it has made them major stars, and it has been very profitable for them. So I applaud it. I mean, everybody has their avenue, and so it has its place.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of just other entertainers and things like that, who are some people, whether it's in the drag world or just overall, who are some people that have been influences for you?
Janet Jackson, for sure. Paula Abdul, Jody Watley, those old girls that would sing and they'd be out there dancing. That's what really, even Madonna. Because I remember before I even started, I was like, I'm gonna do that whole True Blue album whenever I get up on stage. And of course that didn't come true. But but as far as the drag community goes, I always really try to pattern myself after people like Coco, Chevelle Brooks, Raquel Lord. I mean, there's a lot of people that I have really looked up to, and that has really inspired me as a performer.
And I'm glad you said Paula Abdul, because I have to say I had been waiting for a Paula Abdul talent from you, because I don't know if anybody knows.
Forever Your Girl.
Like y'all have just seen a performance from this young lady here. But let me tell you, this chick bucks. She bucks the stage down, flipping and splitting and dancing all over the place professionally, and the hood buck. And let me tell you, anybody who could pull off what she's pulled off so far is one of the women who could pull off what would be needed to do a Paula Abdul talent. And I'm just going to throw it out there and say,
okay,
I can see a Paula Abdul talent.
I could see that.
I don't know when, I don't know where, EOI, I don't know why, I don't know what it could be, but I'm just saying, I would love.
I mean, that's something that I'm willing to do. But you know what's really ironic though? For all the years that I have been a performer, I started in 1997, and so 20 plus years I've been up on stage, and I still don't think I'm very good. And I just really don't. You know, people come to me and they say, you know, oh, I think you're a great performer. I think you've accomplished so much. I think you've done this, and I just think to myself. And I look at videos and I'm just like, ugh.
No.
I just don't really
you're a
think that I look at videos of myself and I'm just like, that's not good. And I critique it and I picnic and I'm just nitpicking every little thing. But you know, it's always good to hear people say that they enjoy my performances. But from my own standpoint, I'm just never satisfied with what I'm putting on stage. But that's something that I will definitely think about, is doing some Paula Abdul.
So we're going to end this on a positive note. And let me just say that you are truly the bee's knees. Everybody knows that.
Thank you.
No, understand, like, when people know that you're about to hit the stage, they run back in, whether it's for a pageant or a show, and they are ready to see what you are about to present, whether it's a ballad or a buck, and they know it's about to happen.
Thank you.
So we always appreciate you. We are giving you your flowers, and we thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you. And if you're in St. Louis, anybody, make sure you check out Hamburger Mary's, because Dom, I was going to call you Dom San. You know, I always like to call you Dom San.
It's quite all right.
But Dominique Sanchez is there. But speaking of other divas, there's a new video. I don't know if you all have seen this yet, but there's a new video that's out. And it's not necessarily a video, but it's a new song. And we just want to play it really quickly because it's amazing. And it's Toni Braxton's new remix called Do It. And it's with Missy Elliott. She decided to team up with Missy Elliott finally.
Oh,
so
cool.
Talking about the 90s, we got that. So PJ, if you can go on and kick that video.
Listen, vision, listen, vision, listen, vision, listen, vision.
More wondering why he ain't calling you back.
Toni Braxton shit, baby.
Lately, you don't get along. You're sick and tired of it all. You can't take it no more.
Let's go.
No need to say you feel some kind of way. Just do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. He ain't gonna change. If you take him back, it's gonna be the same. Just do what you need to do. Do what you need to do.
Come on.
Just do it, do it, do it, do it. Hey, do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Just do it, do it, do it, do it. Hey, do what you need to do. Do what you need to do.
Here we go.
And even God don't understand why you forget him so many times. He got you back and forth and round and up and down again. No, you'll never win. You gotta stop pretending. No need to say kind of way. Just do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. He ain't gonna change. If you take him back, it's gonna be the same. Just do what you need to do. Do what you need to do.
Let's go. Let him go, I gotta do it, cause he already done blew it. I just tell him screw it, so much shit he put me through it. Yeah, I thought I knew it, how I got myself into it. Must have been that good sex, how he had me about to lose it. Lose it, it's gonna take more than a couple movies. Look at all this pain and I can't cover up these bruises. Player, yo, you need to cool it. If you say you love me, then you gon' have to prove it. Under pressure of a hat, like I told ya. Don't you run and hide when I roll up. You cheat on me, you get no love. You gon' be sad when you see I had enough. You gon' be sad when you see I had enough. You gon' be mad when you see I had enough, huh? Hey, yo, Tony, I don't think they gon' change for real though. Like, here we go.
Don't need to say.
Listen, vision. DC's #1 recording studio.
All right, so that's new from Tony Braxton, huh?
Do what you need to do. I love the song. I love that song. Oh yeah, it's classic.
That is classic Tony and Missy, and we have been waiting for that. I don't know if y'all been waiting for, but I know I've been waiting for some kind of collab like that for years.
Is this going to be on a new forthcoming album by Tony?
So it's a remix to one of her songs that she's already had out. Yeah, it's called Do It. Do It.
From the last album? I got to check that out. I have the album. I have to listen to it.
What's it? Love, Divorce, Love, and something?
I can't remember which one.
That was with Babyface. That is over. That project is
the
over.
Entire album.
That's an over project. It is.
And she's a Maryland girl.
Yeah.
She's
that project.
She's from
her
Maryland.
and Babyface are magical together.
They are.
Yeah.
All right. So what's left, y'all? What y'all want to talk about? How much time we got?
We don't. We're good. This is a wrap up. Well, yeah, it was amazing. This is an amazing show. I don't know about y'all.
And L Train produced this show, y'all. So we want to thank him for that, for bringing
L Train, may I say, on air, you did an amazing
job.
Yes, you did. Yes.
We're so happy to have you on the team. Oh my God.
Thank y'all. But no, I enjoyed myself. I think this is an amazing show. We had some amazing entertainers. They were awesome and phenomenal. And I think that this just goes to show that you have to truly support those who are around y'all to keep that entertainment flowing, because we looked at Drew Sidora and her story, as well as Dominique Sanchez and her story, and some of the people that supported them along the way and the people that they look up to and everything. Like, it's an amazing story, and it's such a cycle within our community. And there's so many who don't support them.
And there's so many extraordinary, talented folks in our community. And that's what we aim to do here at Swerve, is to raise awareness and celebrate the amazing, extraordinary folks in our community. That's the goal. Both in the magazine and on the show.
That's it. So good night, y'all.
And we'll see you next week.
Thank you all for joining us. Thank you.
Listen, vision. DC's #1 recording studio. Listen, vision. DC's #1 recording studio.